the first thing I want to talk about in the hiring of Kyle Whittingham is what Michigan did when they got rid of Sharon Moore. And the key thing here is you need to define the problem. It is too easy as leaders to quickly problem solve without first defining the problem. I remember my time at McKinsey Company as a consultant. We spent so much time defining the actual problem. We had to get to the root of it because whenever you problem solve, then you're going to build solutions and you're going to execute. And if you don't define the right problem from the get-go, you're going to solve something you might not want to solve for at all. It's too easy to do that. So you have to define the problem. And with Sharon Moore, it was not X's and O's. It was not recruiting. It was character and leadership. Those were the root problems that were going on with Michigan football, and it started with the head coach. And that was the main problem that Michigan had. Sharon Moore was hired at 37. He's 39 now. He had never been a head coach before. Michigan football, Tier 1 was his first head coaching experience. He was a prior player, and it's very difficult for prior players to start to coach as coaches, think as coaches. He was coaching as a player. He still had that mindset. He hadn't transitioned yet. And honesty was his biggest issue. It was a core issue. His character flaws and honesty. And it came out this year. And then he had scandals. Three ones worth mentioning. He was part of the sign stealing scandal that happened 2 years ago. He also had texting and recruiting scandals that were tied to him. And then the adultery scandal where he was having an affair with his executive assistant, which led him to get fired and then breaking into her house and threatening to kill himself, ended up in jail. It was a whole mess, a whole issue that Michigan football did not want to be part of at all. These were the problems. It was destroying trust. The players said they felt betrayed by their head coach, Sean. Okay, he was damaging Michigan's image. Michigan prides itself in being leaders and the best. Okay, you can't be a leader and the best if you're living like this. And then the on-field results, and I've mentioned this in many different episodes of the issues we saw in Michigan football. As the season's progressing, you should get better. You should be peaking. And instead, their issues progressively got worse. Bad discipline on the field, so many flags, giving up in games. The Ohio State game was a disaster. It all was a result of, it was an image of Sharon Moore as the head coach because it starts from the top. So what Michigan needed when they were defining the problem, the root problem, was they needed character and leadership back. That was what they were looking for. So again, never rush into problem solving. Problem solving is so important, but you got to define the problem first. And I believe Michigan did the right thing by defining the problem because we see that in who they hired next.